What's going on, guys? HB Tech Global here with the top 5 beginner CompTia certifications, in my opinion. These are the ones that I see are very common, the ones very, very high trend. For beginner, you got the A+. Okay, so there's a bunch of different roadmaps you can take. This is the IT certification roadmap. You got cybersecurity, the infrastructure and cloud, IT services management, data AI, software development. But for this video, we're just gonna cover the cybersecurity ones. For beginner, the common ones I see a lot is the A+ and ITF, which is the IT fundamentals. Project Plus is another one that a lot of people get. It's not as common as the other two, but Project Plus is definitely a good certification to get. For intermediate, we got Net Plus, Security Plus. These two are very common for early cybersecurity techs to get for like system admin job, security job, network administration, anything like that. Server Plus is great if you ever want to go into like the more server route, like server admins, server engineering, anything like that. Then you got the CISA and Pentest for the advanced. For my opinion, I see more as Net Plus, Security Plus, more on the entry level certifications with A+, and like ITF I put in its own category as like introductory, like fully fundamental, just want to learn things. But I'll put Net Plus and Security Plus more on the entry field, and I consider Pentest Plus more intermediate than advanced. And then we got CISA and CAS. So first we're gonna go over the IT fundamentals. Some skills that you'll learn from the IT fundamentals are IT concept and terminology. You'll learn about notation systems, computing basics, and the value of data and troubleshooting, infrastructure setup, install common devices to laptop, PCs, and secure a basic wireless network. Applications and software. Applications and software are the very components of the operating system and the purpose methods of the application architecture, which makes sense. Software development, programming language categories, logic, and the purpose of programming concept. Data fundamental, database fundamentals, database concept, structure, and purpose, as well as the method used to interface. Security, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, concern of secure devices, and best practice methods. Then you got the A+. A+, I feel, me in my personal opinion, A+ is the more traditional entry level, beginner level certification. I see more of the IT fundamentals as more of a like just getting it going, just understanding, and just like getting your comprehension. This is more of the cybersecurity, getting to understand things. Because in the A+, you learn about hardware, identify using connecting hardware components and devices, including a broad knowledge of different devices that is now necessary to support. The opinion, A+ is the more traditional entry level, beginner level certification. I see more of the IT fundamentals as more of a like just getting it going, just understanding, and just like getting your comprehension. This is more of the cybersecurity, getting to understand things. Because in the A+, you learn about hardware, identify using connecting hardware components and devices, including a broad knowledge of different devices that is now necessary to support the remote workforce. So you'll learn about like desktops, laptops. You're going to learn about the components of the desktop and laptop. You're going to learn about printers. You're going to learn about the different components that make a printer and computer work. Will give it power. How do the RAM work? How do the human interactive devices like mouse and keyboard work? You'll learn a lot of things. You learn about the operating system. You'll learn how to install and support Windows OS, including command line and client support. Also, you'll learn about system configuration, imaging, and troubleshooting for Mac OS, Chrome OS, Android, and Linux OS. This, with the operating system, you'll learn about Kali Linux, setting up a virtual machine, Active Directory. You'll learn about the different command lines for the command prompt, and just basically installing and maintaining your Windows operating system. You'll also learn about software troubleshooting. Troubleshoot PC and mobile devices issues, including common OS, malware, and security issues like patching and stuff like that. Or if you having like a connection issue, you'll learn a little bit about that. Networking. Explain types of network and connections, including TCP, IP, Wi-Fi, and SOHO. SOHO is small office and home office. Wi-Fi, is a wireless connection, and the TCP is the transmission control protocol, which essentially is like a local area network. It's if you have like a LAN cable, RJ45, and if you plug in to your home internet, and then you have the other end plugged into your device. The TCP is the tunnel connection between the two devices. Troubleshoot real world device and network issues quickly and efficiently. Absolutely. Security, identify and protect against security vulnerabilities for devices and their network connections. Absolutely. Mobile devices. You will learn about mobile devices. Install and configure laptops and other mobile devices and support applications to ensure connectivity for end users. Absolutely. Virtualization and cloud computing. Compare and contrast cloud computing concepts and set up client-side virtualization. Operational procedures. Follow best practice for safety, environmental impact, communication, and professionalism. Awesome. A plus is just straightforward, just understanding these things, getting your comprehension of it, understanding what these things do and the reason why it's necessary. Net plus. I feel like Net plus is one of the next best beginner cybersecurity certifications to obtain, because if now this is not traditional, you don't have to follow the step-by-step that I'm giving here, but let's say hypothetically you go from A plus, where you understand the fundamentals of the hardware and software, the operating systems, you understand the components of the computer and everything like that. Next, you can start understanding the network configuration and understanding like network security, network troubleshooting, network operation, network implementations, network fundamentals, and that's our things that you learn in Network Plus. Network Plus fundamentals cover explain basic networking concept, including network services, physical connections, topology. Net Plus. I feel like Net Plus is one of the next best beginner cybersecurity certifications to obtain, because if now this is not traditional, you don't have to follow the step-by-step that I'm giving here, but let's say hypothetically you go from A plus, where you understand the fundamentals of the hardware and software, the operating systems, you understand the components of the computer and everything like that. Next, you can start understanding the network configuration and understanding like network security, network troubleshooting, network operation, network implementations, network fundamentals, and that's our things that you learn in Network Plus. Network Plus fundamentals cover explain basic networking concept, including network services, physical connections, topologies, architecture, and cloud computer connectivity. I'm sorry. Like the network services would be like service message block, was like SMB. You'll learn about those and all the different protocols for your connection. Then you got like physical connections, like the RJ45, which is like the Cat5, which is a tunnel like alternative to TCP. Then you got like the topology. Topology is the pattern or the route that the data takes to travel to where it's going. And say architecture. Architecture is basically designing and planning and just figuring out the path and the traffic of the technology. Network implementation, explain routing technologies, like, okay, and networking devices, deploy Ethernet solutions, and configure wireless technologies. Pretty much was network fundamentals with the implementation of it. Network operation, monitoring and optimizing networks to ensure business continuity. So like not only setting up the network. So Network Plus, how it's saying is break it down. You understand the fundamentals, how it works, the reason why you do everything, etc., etc. Explain to you. Then you understand the implementation, how to get it going, how to create, how to get the connection. Then you understand how to monitor and make it better. Implement the operation skills that you learn to make it better and continue the business to stay online, not having downtime, not having outages. Then you learn about the network security, explain security concept and network attacks in order to harden the network against attacks, against threats. So the network security, you will learn about the security concepts and